Hey guys, welcome back to Vancouver Gamers, and today we'll be looking at the board game called 7 Wonders. Alright, I hope you like that introduction done by my friend Brian Leung. And 7 Wonders is a 2 to 7 player game that runs for about 30 to 40 minutes every game. Some of the game mechanics are card drafting and resource management. I have the second printing of the box, so I think a lot of you are very eager to take a look at what's inside. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and see what you get for your money. Alright, so we are going to take an unboxing of 7 Wonders, the second printing. And I want to start with this cover. It just looks like a beautiful cover here, with a lot of the pictures depicted right on the cover here, and the texture of the cover is really nice. I like it a lot. Next we have the quick rules. This thing is it's really useful, used for legend for all the symbols, which is used heavily in this game, and a summary on the back of all the rules, so it's pretty important. The rules, I think that the rules were written very well. Comes with a lot of pictures, so you can see exactly what you're doing and how you would do it. Plus, if you're ever looking for anything, it'd be pretty easy to find. At the back of the rules also comes with this tech tree, which I think is essential for the game. So yeah, rules are right here. And let's take a look at these cards. These cards are what you'll be using with the majority of the game. And if you can see, I've sleeved my cards here. And they're really nice sleeved. Like they just cut off at the top there. It's not exactly focusing very well. So yep, those are the cards. And if you can see that these sleeved cards, they fit really snug back into this box. And here are the infamous Age 3 cards that we'll be looking at very shortly. And here are the player boards. Now, it's not a 7 Wonders isn't a game where there's a big communal board that everyone will be playing off of. Each player will get their own board in front of them, and here are the 7 boards that are depicting the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This one is the Temple of Artemis, and if you can see, the artwork is just beautiful again. And the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Artwork is just stunning, in my opinion. But yeah, so there are 7 of them. I don't want to show you all of them. I want you to buy the game yourself and really enjoy the artwork. So moving on in the box, we have cardboard money. The first printing comes with a different kind of money, but so it all depends what your preference is, really. And here are some conflict counters or conflict tokens. And moving on, we have randomizers. These are used to find out which board that you'll be playing with. And a score sheet. So this is to help you mark your scores. And as you can see, I'm JC, and I went against Alan in my first game. And check that out, 57 to 52. So yeah, so that was a unboxing of 7 Wonders, and we're going to take a look at a 5-player game. Alright, did I say a 5-player game? I really meant to say a 3-player game. So at the beginning of the game, everyone randomizes their boards that they'll play in front of them. We're playing the Temple of Artemis, and our neighbor is playing the Lighthouse of Alexandria, and our other neighbor will be playing the Pyramids of Egypt. So at the beginning of the game, everyone gets $3, and the Age 1 cards are dealt out, 7 to each player. So I've dealt out the cards, and let's look at the 7 cards here. Everyone at the same time will be looking at their cards, and they'll be picking one of these cards to play. So everyone thinks at the same time a card, and then they'll place that in front of them when they're done. So once that's happened, everyone at the same time takes the remaining cards and passes it to the player to their left. So I would pass my cards to Bob here, and he'll pass his cards to Jackie, and so forth. And then I get cards from Jackie. So now we're looking at, supposed to be looking at 6 cards. And then from this hand, we'll pick another card to play, probably that card, and then we pass them on again, and so forth. So that happens until all the cards of age 1 are depleted, and then the age 2 cards are dealt, and that's done, and age 3 is dealt, and after that, we just look at the scoring. So it's a pretty simple game, but the actual complexity, it comes within the cards. So what's next is that we're going to look at the actual cards and see how the scoring works. All right, so we're going to take a look at the some of the cards and what they do. We'll start off with the resource cards, because these are the very most basic cards that you should play in the game. If you see on this card gives you a stone, and this card gives you a papyrus. And later in the game, you will need to have the certain resource in order to play a number of cards. So like any other game, economy is really, really important. And so these are the resource cards. Other cards you can play are the victory point cards. These cards are called civilian structures. And this one is called the altar. And just by playing this card, it'll grant you 2 victory points at the end of the game. The cost is normally in the corner, so this card has no cost. So if you were to play this card, it will be for free. However, later in the game, you want to get resource, because look at this card. This one card called the Pantheon, it's worth 7 points for one card, and 7 points is a lot of points for just one card. So civilian structures is one way to win the game. Another way to win the game is conflict cards, and these are military cards. So this card has a cost of 1 wood and gives you 1 military strength, and it's called the stockade. Now military works this way. If you have military in front of you, at the end of every age, you compare your military strength with your neighbor, your immediate neighbor's military strength. So let's say you have 1 and maybe Bob had none and Jackie had none. Well, then you would assign these tokens on each player's boards. Since you had more than they did, your board gets 1 victory point, while they get a -1 and then a -1. So you're saying to yourself, wow, one victory point, what good is that? Well, in age 2, the 3 victory points are assigned. And in age 3, you get the 5 victory points. So potentially, you could be looking at a possible of 18 points. And you're assigning -1s to your neighbors. So that's like looking at it as a net of 21 points, just looking at you and your neighbors. So that's really important. And if you look at the age 3 cards, this can give you 3 military strength, but the cost is 3 stone and a ore. And this is called the circus. So that's one way to get victory points in the game. The third way to get victory points is science structures. Now, science structures can be really tricky, and they give you points depending on how many of them you have. This one's called the apothecary, and this one costs 1 loom. And this is the geometry symbol. So scoring works like this. If you have 1 of every science structure, the geometry, the stone tablet, and the cog, you're guaranteed 7 points right there. But if you have more of a certain kind, let's say you have 3 of the geometry sets, well, you take this number and you square it. So 3 squared is 9 points. 9 points plus 7 points here is already going to be 16 points. And then you square this one as well, and you square this one as well. So they're both 1 point. So right here, it's 16 plus 2, it's 18 points if you just have these cards. So if you can get 2 more tablets and 2 more cogs, you're looking at 7, 7, 7 points, and then 9 points, 9 points, 9 points. So that can give you a lot of points. Science structures are a hard way to go, but they're risk for reward in this game. Alright guys, Seven Wonders is a great game. It can support 2 to 7 players. Each game goes about 30 to 45 minutes. And it's great for guys and girls who are just getting into the game. It's simple enough for people to understand, yet complex enough for multiple paths to victory. It's a game where people will just want to play over and over again until they just get tired of either winning or losing. The artwork is fantastic. The downtime in this game is minimal, very minimal. If you're only playing with a player like me who just think for minutes, in 5, 6, 7 minutes, between two cards, then you might have some downtime. But other than that, everyone's engaged. Everyone is just really into the game. The only criticism I have of the game are these Age 3 cards. Now, it's really unfortunate because some of these Age 3 cards have been printed with a darker coloring than some other ones. You're not going to notice this on the camera, so I'll scan some in right now for you to see. But some of them do have a more pink look to it, some are more purple, and that's really unfortunate because if people know what you're playing, well, that affects the game. Fortunately, my print, the cards aren't as bad. So mine were okay. It is noticeable, but not obvious. So I was pretty fortunate not to get something like that. The other criticism are these player boards. Now, if you look at the corner, the names are in a different language, and people say that's misprint. Others say it's a feature of the game. The randomizers have the English name on the top and has the foreign on the bottom. So I'm not sure if you're going to see this. I'll scan some in right now. So what do I think? Well, I think it's a great feature of the game. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So to me, I think everything is pretty awesome. This game, I think you should buy it. It's $40 to $45. So I can't say more great things about this game. I hope you guys go out and look for it. And yeah, so thanks for watching. This has been another Vancouver Gamers review, and I'm signing out.